Thank you so much for joining us tonight, this special event, Countering Anti-Semitism in Etna. I'm Megan Tuñón. I'm the director of the Etna Community Organization, and I'll be serving as the MC tonight. I hope you're all ready for a night that can unite us, prepare us, and propel us forward to making Etna a more inclusive place for all. As you entered, you saw dozens of reasons that were shared anonymously on why people are attending this meeting, as well as hosting Etna's for Everyone yard signs. So I'd like to start off this evening by sharing two in particular that really stood out to me. The first one says, "My wife and I are Jewish and raising our child here. The presence of hate symbols displayed so freely, so nearby our home is obviously concerning. I wanted to make sure that I'm aware of any potential threats to our own safety, but I also want to do anything I can to help make our community safe for everyone. First of all, I'm so sorry that you are having this experience, that we all are. Please know that your safety is vital for all of us. Anti-Semitism isn't just your responsibility alone as a Jewish person. It's all of our responsibility, all Americans and everyone in Etna." The next one says, "I'd like to help make Etna a safe place for everyone. I just don't understand the prejudice, and I'm hopeful that this community can rise above it. I want to be proud of where I live." This individual is ready to be an ally and ready to make a positive change, and these comments together represent why we're here tonight. To all the other statements, I and everyone who read them were so deeply moved by what you shared. I can't thank you enough for your honesty and your integrity and your bravery. And we're very glad you're here, and I am honored to be your neighbor. So we're all here to stand up to an incident involving a well-recognized symbol of hate, flag with a swastika, that's present in our community. However, we recognize that this is only part of a large and growing problem in our region and in our country. We wanted to come together tonight to stand in solidarity with one another, to listen, and to gain a deeper understanding of the issue that we face. We want to live out our motto that Etna is for everyone, which we'll talk about throughout the evening. Part of that motto is building a really big tent so that many people and many organizations can have a hand in shaping Etna's future. We feel so privileged to have such a robust team come together to help us plan this event. Our great partners at the Borough of Etna, our police, our churches, our representatives, and our nonprofit partners. Several leaders from Pittsburgh's Jewish community are here with us tonight to talk to us, as well. We have Laura Turner and Sean Brokos from the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh, Maggie Feinstein of the 1027 Healing Partnership, and Nick Haberman from the Light Education Initiative. We'd also like to thank the many individuals who came together to organize this meeting, and they are all listed above. For the purposes of this meeting, we are recording it so that those who can't make it tonight can have access to the valuable content that we'll share. We have a few rules for this virtual format. Please show respect and kindness in your comments and discussion with one another. Please keep your camera on and your microphone muted. If you have any questions or comments, please use the chat, but again, please keep it civil. We created this virtual space so that we can be together in safety and peace, and we ask that whatever your views may be, you do your best to keep the peaceful and educational environment that we've created tonight. Here's a look at the lineup and agenda. This will be put into the chat as well for your reference. We'll start by hearing voices from Etna, an interfaith message, and then from our state representatives. Throughout the meeting, we'll ask you to participate in some interactive activities, and we have an excellent educational program for you. At the end of the program, we'll have breakout rooms so the community members can have a chance to reflect with one another. All right, so right now, our first interactive activity we'd like to do is to take a poll so that we can understand where we're all at collectively as we begin the evening. If you have a smartphone, please go to the site menti.com and you can type in the code that you see at the top of your screen. It will prompt you to share 3 words that best describe how you're feeling tonight. So using the site will give us your responses in real time and allow us to share on the presentation. If you don't have a smartphone with you, you can just type your responses into the chat. That works too. I'll give you a few minutes so you can log on and share some of your responses. Please know that there are no wrong answers. However you're feeling tonight is completely valid. So we already have a few: determined, hopeful, and concerned. Marianne says hopeful, tired. I can relate to whoever feels tired. Inspired, empowered, overwhelmed, absolutely. Emotional. I have been feeling that way for several weeks now as well. Oh my goodness, it's going so quickly. You guys are really good at this. Disbelief, relieved, loving, upset. You can see the emotions really run the gamut, and I think that's completely understandable. Worried. And so the bigger the word, the more common the response. So we can see that most people are feeling inspired, hopeful, emotional, empowered. Many are feeling frustrated. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful responses. Very concerned, encouraged, and hopeful. Supported, that's a great one. I hope we can all feel supported by the end of the night. Sad. Thank you so much for sharing those responses with us. Hopeful, worried, and anxious. Absolutely. Thank you again. So I also want to mention that this event is part of a series of actions to respond to anti-Semitism. I attended the community dialogue on countering anti-Semitism in Highland Park last December. So we owe that group a debt for their work. We also have members here from Mount Lebanon who are working similarly to respond to incidents of anti-Semitism in their neighborhood. So it's clear that we need to build bridges because we're all in this together. I also wanted to share an interesting piece of Etna history. You might not think of Etna as a Jewish community, but Eric Leegee wrote an article just last April that there was a Jewish community in Etna about 100 years ago. And there was a synagogue and a religious school that served the communities in the Allegheny Valley at the site where Kia Tomlin's workshop store is today.